I shouldn't have to worry about my child when she starts driving down the road.
Only on News 5, millions of your tax dollars wasted, poured into railroad crossing safety gates and lights at dozens of crossings in Northeast Ohio where trains are no longer running.
Our 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis introduces us to people looking for a solution for this costly, unused equipment.
Well, here's a classic example on East 37th Street in Cleveland. Here at this railroad crossing, you can see that there's full crossing gates and lights here, but this particular crossing is completely blocked off and overgrown. You can see the concrete blocks in place here. Some $300,000 in railroad safety equipment sitting idle that could be used elsewhere.
A big waste. I mean, it's just sitting there. It's not being used.
Cheyenne Carver is talking about the 4 idle railroad crossing gates and lights just a few hundred feet from her Beloit Road, Mahoning County home. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in safety equipment, she says, is protecting a railroad crossing to nowhere filled with weeds and small trees. Never seen a train in 4 years here?
Never seen a train. Never heard a train, not one.
We know that in your viewing area, there are a lot of crossings that need lights and gates.
Ohio Railroad safety expert Bob Comer says there are dozens of idle Northeast Ohio Railroad crossings where the gates and lights are not in use and should be moved to potentially dangerous crossings that don't have them.
It's a giant safety issue. We know that crossings that don't have lights and gates are so much more dangerous.
News 5 contacted the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio and the Ohio Rail Development Commission about this wasted, unused safety equipment. Both said the commission can negotiate a contract to move gates and lights from a closed crossing, but they do not have the authority to reuse the millions in unused safety equipment.
Well, wait a minute. This was paid for with taxpayer dollars. There has to be a state law or a federal law that says that the government officials have the right and responsibility.
A change in state law, Cheyenne Carver believes, will save lives.
They need to be more on top of everything, because I shouldn't have to worry about my child when she starts driving down the road.
And this safety equipment can be moved. Vicki and Dennis Moore, who lost their 16-year-old son in a car-train collision back in 1995, were able to move crossing gates to a passive crossing in Huron County. Still, though, Ohio in the top 10 when it comes to car-train collisions. Reporting here in Cleveland, I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis.